I work here. I have a barber suite inside, and I was getting ready to go in, and one of the suite owners 2 doors down actually told me, hey, don't go inside, somebody just got shot.
A regular client from Salon and Spa Galleria Arlington off South Cooper Road is dead after police say a woman walked in and opened fire before shooting herself.
I just walked around the corner, and that's when I saw everything, all the cops swooping in, and I noticed the fire truck and the ambulances were across the street.
Police said the woman was taken to the hospital where she later died, adding that the two had a romantic relationship in the past.
I would say 20 feet from their suite.
Mario Ibarra, a barber at the Salon Suites, walked up to the aftermath this morning. His colleagues, distraught, some crying on the sidewalk as they try to process the violent crime.
They seemed pretty shaken up, obviously.
Off camera, this man who rents a suite told me he saw the woman fire multiple times directly at the victim. The man, he said, was in his barber's chair at the time of the shooting. The barber's wife telling me her husband is too distraught to speak publicly. However, he was not injured. A cause has not been determined by police.
William Todd Austin, a 37-year-old entrepreneur, was a beacon of success in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, William graduated from Westport High School before making North Texas his home. He wasn't just another businessman chasing profit, he was a visionary with a mission to empower others. His company, Credit Champs, was more than a business, it was a movement. Based in Dallas, Credit Champs helped people repair their credit, secure funding, and build financial stability.
You still got that little business? You still got that little job? The hell you mean little business? You don't hear me saying anything slick to you about having to ask for permission to take a day off. So don't be saying anything slick to me about chasing my dreams, even if my company hasn't made it yet. And if you're that worried about my company making it, buy something or share my shit.
William's work transformed lives, giving clients the tools to achieve their dreams, whether that meant buying a home, starting a business, or simply regaining control of their finances. William's approach was hands-on and personal. He didn't just offer services, he mentored his clients, guiding them through the complex world of credit and finance. His passion for helping others was evident in every aspect of his work. He often shared advice on social media, warning against quick fixes like buying a CPN, credit privacy number, and encouraging people to invest in legitimate credit repair. His videos and posts were filled with practical tips, like how to remove evictions from credit reports to qualify for housing. His message was clear: with the right knowledge and effort, anyone could become a champion of their financial future. Clients raved about his impact. One success story involved a client who saw 51 negative items removed from their credit report, boosting their scores by 154 points on Equifax, 235 points on TransUnion, and 131 points on Experian. Another client, who started their business credit journey in January 2023, credited William for helping them secure an American Express Business Platinum card and other funding sources. "Todd is amazing. He's the truth," the client said, praising his mentorship and genuine care. William's ability to deliver results made him a respected figure in the community, and his company became a trusted name across Texas. Beyond his professional achievements, William lived a life that many admired. His social media showcased a luxurious lifestyle, trips to Miami, sleek cars, and designer clothes. But those who knew him best saw beyond the flash. William was a mentor, a teacher, and a father. He had a young son who was the center of his world, a child he shared with his girlfriend, Timon Michelle Williams. On the surface, William's life seemed perfect: a thriving business, a loving family, and a bright future. But beneath the success, trouble was brewing in his personal life. Timon Michelle Williams, also 37, was more than just William's girlfriend. She was a key part of his world, both personally and professionally. Ambitious and driven, Timon was involved in William's business ventures, sharing his vision for helping others achieve financial freedom. Together, they seemed like a power couple, building a life that included their young son, who brought joy to both of their lives. Their relationship appeared strong to those on the outside, a partnership rooted in shared goals and mutual support. But relationships are rarely as simple as they seem. Behind closed doors, William and Timone's bond began to fray. The pressures of running a business, raising a child, and maintaining a romantic connection started to take their toll. Small disagreements grew into larger conflicts, and what once seemed like a solid foundation began to crack. The couple faced challenges that couldn't be resolved with the same determination William applied to his business. Over time, their relationship reached a breaking point. In the months leading up to July 2025, William made a difficult decision. After numerous conflicts and irreconcilable differences, he decided to end his relationship with Timone. The conversation was brief but final. William told her he was no longer interested in continuing their romantic partnership. For him, the decision was about moving forward, focusing on his business, his son, and his future. He even began seeing someone new, hoping to start a fresh chapter in his life. But for Timone, the breakup was devastating. The man she loved, the father of her child, and the partner she had built dreams with was walking away. The rejection cut deep, stirring feelings of anger, betrayal, and desperation. While William tried to move on, Timone struggled to let go. The thought of him building a new life without her consumed her, fueling a dangerous mix of jealousy and obsession. Unbeknownst to William, Timone was not ready to accept the end of their relationship. Her pain was turning into something far more sinister. As William continued his daily routine, unaware of the storm brewing, Timone began to formulate a plan. She knew his habits, his schedule, and the places he frequented. One of those places was the Salon and Spa Galleria on South Cooper Street in Arlington, a bustling hub where independent beauty professionals worked in private suites. William was a regular there, often visiting for haircuts and making small talk with the staff. The salon was a familiar, comfortable place, a part of his routine that felt safe and ordinary. Timone, however, saw an opportunity. She tracked William's movements, waiting for the right moment to act. Her plan was not about reconciliation or closure, it was about ensuring that if she couldn't have him, no one else could either. The depth of her pain had twisted into a resolve that would lead to catastrophic consequences. On the morning of July 11, 2025, Timone was ready to put her plan into motion. The day started like any other in Arlington. The sun was shining, and the city hummed with its usual energy. At around 10:17 a.m., William walked into the Salon and Spa Galleria, greeting the staff as he settled into the barber's chair. The salon was busy, with customers and professionals going about their routines. The sound of clippers buzzing and casual chatter filled the air. William, relaxed and unsuspecting, was just another client getting a haircut. But Timone had other intentions. She entered the salon with purpose, her steps deliberate as she made her way to the back where the barber suites were located. The other customers and staff were unaware of the danger approaching, focused on their own tasks. William sat defenseless in the barber's chair, likely exchanging small talk with the barber, when Timone appeared. In a moment that would shatter the morning's calm, she pulled out a gun. The sound of gunshots tore through the salon, a deafening crack that stopped everyone in their tracks. William, still seated, was struck multiple times, his body slumping in the chair as chaos erupted around him. Customers screamed, some running for cover, others frozen in shock.
And I was getting ready to go in, and one of the suite owners 2 doors down actually told me, "Hey, don't go inside, somebody just got shot." I just walked around the corner, and that's when I saw everything, all the cops swooping in, and I noticed the fire truck and the ambulances were across the street.
The barber, who had been cutting William's hair just seconds before, was left traumatized, unable to process the horror unfolding in front of him. Salon workers rushed outside, some in tears, trying to make sense of what they had witnessed. The gunfire was over in seconds, but its impact would last a lifetime. Timone, her mission carried out, turned to leave the salon. But as she stepped outside, she saw Arlington police officers arriving, their cars pulling up with sirens blaring. The sight of law enforcement closing in forced her to confront the reality of her actions. Rather than face the consequences, Timone made a final, devastating choice. She re-entered the salon and turned the gun on herself. When police entered the Salon and Spa Galleria, they were met with a scene of unimaginable tragedy. William Todd Austin lay unresponsive in the barber's chair, his body riddled with multiple gunshot wounds. Paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene. Timon Michelle Williams was found nearby, clinging to life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She was rushed to a local hospital, but despite medical efforts, she succumbed to her injuries shortly after arrival. The salon, once a place of routine and relaxation, was now a crime scene. Arlington police secured the area, wrapping the perimeter in yellow crime scene tape as detectives began their investigation. Officers canvassed the building, interviewing witnesses who were still reeling from the event. The barbers, stylists, and customers who had been present were shaken, many unable to articulate the horror they had just experienced. Some had fled the building in panic, while others stayed, offering what little information they could to the authorities. News of the shooting spread quickly through the Dallas-Fort Worth community. Local media outlets descended on South Cooper Street, capturing footage of the police activity and the cordoned-off salon. A live reporter, struggling to piece together the unfolding story, shared what little was known. A domestic situation had turned deadly, with a woman shooting a man during a haircut before taking her own life. The reporter's words were halting, reflecting the confusion and shock that gripped the scene. As details emerged, police confirmed that William and Timon had been in a romantic relationship prior to the incident. The motive remained unclear, but the connection between the two was undeniable. The tragedy was not a random act of violence but the culmination of a personal conflict that had spiraled out of control. For those who knew William, the news was incomprehensible. How could a man so full of life, so dedicated to helping others, meet such a violent end? How could a routine haircut turn into a nightmare? Perhaps the most heartbreaking consequence of the events of July 11 was the loss suffered by William and Timon's young son. In a single moment, he was left without both parents. The child, who had been the light of William's life and a source of joy for Timon, was now an orphan, facing a future without the guidance and love of the two people who should have been there for him. The tragedy of his loss added a layer of sorrow to an already devastating story, reminding everyone of the far-reaching consequences of Timon's actions. The community grappled with the weight of this loss. Social media posts began to appear, expressing grief and disbelief. One commenter wrote, "If someone doesn't want you anymore, let them go. You can't force love." Another lamented, "To think it's okay to take a life because a relationship ends is unimaginable." Prayers for his family. The sentiments reflected a shared sense of mourning, not just for William but for the child who would grow up bearing the scars of this tragedy. William Todd Austin's life was defined by his commitment to helping others. Through Credit Champs, he empowered countless individuals to take control of their financial futures. His mentorship went beyond business. He inspired people to believe in themselves, to strive for more, and to overcome obstacles. His social media presence, filled with advice and success stories, was a testament to his dedication. He celebrated his clients' victories, whether it was a 200-point credit score increase or securing funding for a new business, as if they were his own. His company, Credit Champs, had become a cornerstone of the Dallas business community. William's hands-on approach set him apart from others in the industry. He didn't just provide services, he built relationships, earning the trust and respect of those he worked with. His clients described him as a mentor who genuinely cared, someone who went above and beyond to ensure their success. His impact was measurable, not just in credit scores but in the lives he changed. William's personal life, too, was marked by his devotion to his son. Despite the demands of running a business, he made time to be a father, cherishing the moments he spent with his child. His social media posts often highlighted his pride in his son, a glimpse into the softer side of a man known for his ambition and drive. The tragedy of his death was compounded by the knowledge that his son would grow up without his father's guidance. The Salon and Spa Galleria on South Cooper Street was a vibrant hub before the events of July 11th. Independent barbers, hairstylists, and nail technicians worked side by side, serving a diverse clientele. The salon was a place of community, where regulars like William felt at home. But after the shooting, it became a place of mourning. The barbers and stylists who witnessed the event were left with memories they could never erase. Customers who had been present during the shooting struggled to process what they had seen, their sense of safety shattered. For the business owners who operated out of the salon, the tragedy was a blow to their livelihood. The Salon and Spa Galleria was meant to be a place of creativity and connection, not violence. The staff faced the difficult task of returning to work in a space now associated with loss. The community rallied to support them, but the emotional toll was undeniable. The salon would reopen, but it would never be the same. The Dallas-Fort Worth community felt the impact of William's death deeply. He was more than a businessman, he was a leader, a mentor, and a friend to many. Tributes poured in from clients, colleagues, and admirers. People shared stories of how William had helped them achieve their goals, from securing a mortgage to launching a business. His legacy as a champion of financial empowerment lived on, even as the community grieved his loss. Local leaders and business owners spoke out about the tragedy, emphasizing the need for resources to address mental health and domestic conflicts. The shooting highlighted the hidden dangers that can lurk in relationships, even those that appear strong from the outside. William's death was a stark reminder that success and wealth cannot protect against personal struggles. The community vowed to honor his memory by continuing the work he had started, helping others achieve financial freedom in his name. The events of July 11, 2025, sparked conversations about the complexities of relationships and the consequences of unresolved emotions. Timon's actions were driven by a mix of jealousy, heartbreak, and an inability to move forward. Her decision to end William's life and her own left a trail of devastation, most notably for their son. The tragedy underscored the importance of seeking help when relationships become strained, whether through counseling, support groups, or other resources. Mental health professionals in the Dallas area pointed to the need for greater awareness of the warning signs of emotional distress. Timon's inability to cope with the breakup had led to a catastrophic outcome, one that might have been prevented with intervention. Community organizations began advocating for programs to address domestic issues, emphasizing that no one should feel alone in their struggles. The shooting also raised questions about safety in everyday spaces. The story of William Todd Austin and Timon Michelle Williams is a tragedy in every sense of the word. It's a story of love that turned to obsession, of success overshadowed by loss, and of a child left to navigate a world without his parents. But it's also a story that carries lessons for us all. It reminds us that love should never lead to destruction, that rejection should be met with resilience, and that there are always options beyond violence. William's life was a testament to the power of hard work and dedication. He built a business that changed lives, mentored those who needed guidance, and loved his son with all his heart. His death was a loss not just for his family but for the entire Dallas-Fort Worth community. Timon's actions, driven by pain and desperation, left a wound that will take time to heal. As we reflect on this tragedy, let's remember the importance of seeking help when emotions become overwhelming. Resources are available. Hotlines, counselors, and community organizations that can provide support. No one should feel that violence is the only way out. And for those who knew William, his legacy lives on through the lives he touched and the lessons he shared. The events of July 11, 2025, at the Salon and Spa Galleria will forever be etched in the memory of Arlington, Texas. William Todd Austin's life was cut short, but his impact endures. His work with Credit Champs, his mentorship, and his love for his son are a reminder of what one person can achieve in a lifetime. Timon Michelle Williams' actions serve as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the destructive power of unchecked emotions. To the friends and family of William and Timon, we offer our deepest condolences. To their son, we hope for a future filled with love and support from those around him. And to the community, we encourage you to carry forward William's mission of empowerment and to seek help when life feels overwhelming. This story is a call to recognize the warning signs, to offer support, and to choose healing over destruction. May William's soul rest in peace, and may his legacy inspire us all.